Welcome to another edition of the Parents Lounge, Tuesday
Hello.
night parental mental health night. I'm
And I
with,
need it.
of course, Kate Mulligan and Jason Gowan. I am Jamie Kaler. We are the Parents Lounge. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. I just cooked 2 full meals, one for my children and one for my wife, and I just cracked a bottle of wine, and I don't know about you guys. I'm ready to fire it up. How you guys feeling tonight?
I also am. I also cracked a bottle of wine. I grabbed some from the Mountain Lake Winery that sponsored our show.
That's a generous pour, son.
For those of you who are listening and not watching this, Jason has a wine glass that has a meniscus at the top because he has poured it over the lip. It is only surface pressure is holding that wine in the glass. You're like one of those
goblet.
guys with, he's got the NASCAR 128 ounce soda. You know those guys? It's like, hey, I like petty, and you also like diabetes because you have a lot of soda in that mug.
Look, if the diabetes means that I survive my kids today, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking care.
Trust me, I'm ordering insulin right now from Norway. We're gonna be just fine. I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
We have a great show. We have such a wonderful guest tonight. I'm pretty excited. I don't know where she's in the green room, and I don't know where we know each other, but I feel like we know each other from 25 years in Hollywood, at least.
What if she comes on this show, Jamie, and she's like, I can't believe you don't remember. We
talked to Jason today. I was like, I feel like we worked together, and I went through her IMDb, and there's a lot of similar hits.
I was gonna say, Jamie, let me tell you something. Working with you at a certain point meant working with you.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, please. I tried to work with as many people in Hollywood as any port in a storm. I just like
How's that working out for you?
For me, it's about the human contact. It's about the emotion, and it's about sharing intimacy. That's really what acting's all about. I don't know about you guys. Listen, at this point, I'm just trying to remember the other parents in my kids' grade. So it's like she's in 3rd grade, and I still walk by people at school, and I go, hey, man, what's up? Well, I know we've been together for 4 years, and I still... no idea. So I'm that guy. So everybody be cool. All right, listen, we have a great show for you tonight. We are going to bring our guest in right after our little opening. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it, be sure to subscribe because we're doing all kinds of crazy off day shows, and we need some support. If you're doing it on iTunes, for the love of God, write a review. Take 2 seconds.
Because I'm insecure and I need to hear that I'm doing a good job.
And
Jason
Mulligan is hanging on by a thread.
A thread, you guys. You can tell. You can tell by the fact that I showered just prior to the show and didn't put any makeup on that I really care what people think about me.
We thought that you got caught in a rainstorm, but I get it now.
But like a cool rainstorm, like Central Park with Robert Redford, there was only one umbrella. He tried to protect you the best he could, but you got a little wet, but it's all cool. And then you guys had sex.
You're in the mood today.
Well, Taylor's on one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good show.
Well, listen. Also, we're on Twitch, which I have no idea how that works, but I do know Facebook is a big part of our brand. So if you are watching this on Facebook, any of the different pages that we share it on, be sure to find the Parents Lounge, like, subscribe, and follow, and please comment. Because that's the beauty of doing this live. And we have such a wonderful guest tonight who has such a body of work behind her. And it's always more fun when all the people who are watching comment and ask questions and have snide remarks, which I find.
You know what I found interesting when we posted that she was coming on the show? I'm not joking. Like 15 dudes came forward and they're like, "She was my first crush. She was my first crush."
Honestly, that might be where I know her. I don't know.
She was your first crush? Jamie, you were a teenager in 1964.
I was going to say, Jamie, I think.
I'm too old, actually. My first crush was like, I think it was...
Laura Ingalls Wilder, but like the actual character, not on the TV show.
I was going to say Annie Oakley from like 1885, but I might have gone too far back. Was that too crazy?
I think Mary Todd Lincoln had a body on her.
Oh, dude, she was, and you knew she had those birthing hips. She just really got
Right.
I think Betty Rubble was one of my. Actually, my first one was probably Bewitched. I still to this day, Elizabeth Montgomery. She's on the list.
I was like
And
Nicole
Raquel
Kidman.
Welch, I'm like old school. All right, listen. Hey, we're gonna leave you 90 seconds with our opening song, which is wonderful if you want to sit and listen to it and watch some pictures. It's fantastic. But if you're not ready for the show with a cocktail in your hand, then you should probably go take the 90 seconds of the opening credits and go make a drink. Mulligan?
Yeah, unless you're sober, which we support you also.
Yeah, and if you're sober, just sit back and be quiet and enjoy the opening. I mean, you're saying there's the parents out there with children and they're sober?
Yeah, they're in recovery. You know what I mean? They are the superheroes out there.
Yes.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jamie. Yes, Jamie. Yes.
Isn't it harder to parent drunk and hungover? Isn't that actually harder? Aren't we the heroes? Aren't they doing it the easy way? Don't you? Whatever. All right, you choose where you want to go for the rest of this show. You got 90 seconds. Jason?
Hit it.
We could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the parents' lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the parents' lounge is the cure to staying sane.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Let's get into this. Let's get this lovely woman back into our show. Jason.
Yes, let's do it. You guys probably know her from the TGIF Friday night lineup on ABC. Look at how she's great. What are you drinking?
She went and blow dried her hair. Did you feel it? She did some hair stuff.
Gotcha. Anyway, you know our guest tonight from TGIF. You know her from Hollywood Darlings, Family Guy, pretty much every show that was ever made, Christine Lakin has been part of. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight, Christine Lakin.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at her.
Is she frozen?
She's frozen.
Unmute.
But I mean, also, Jamie, that's just not even the tip of the iceberg. She's frozen.
I mean, maybe she works in still photography. Maybe she's just a model and not an actor.
Someone ask her if she's in Claire's house. Are you in Claire's house?
Are you on Claire's Wi-Fi? That feels about right.
Maybe a Max Headroom impression.
Yeah. She is.
And Sean Patrick Murphy goes, perfect start. Here she comes in. She's coming in on a second. She's coming in on two devices.
Yeah.
And she's out.
I'll take her however we can get her. She needs to do her phone. I'm for it.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Are you here?
She is.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
You are back. Yes.
Hello.
That would infer you were here before, which you were not. So you are not back, but you're here.
You're here. Look at you.
How are you? Oh, she's on mute. There you go.
I can't hear any of you. This is a problem.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
See, this is what happens. The big stars, they don't make it to sound check. They just don't do it. And then all of a sudden it all falls apart and we lost the team. Well, listen, I've already cooked 2 meals tonight. So
Jamie, take us through your meal prep while she...
Sure. Let's start with how I got into this, why I'm in such an energetic mood, because I just made 2 meals. My wife is on a Blue Apron kick right now, Mulligan.
I gotta tell you, I did not understand what it was years ago when Neil was born. I'm like, this will be really good for me to cook. Like, then I won't have to figure out what meals when I have a newborn. When the first step is julienne the carrots,
yeah,
you can sit and spin on it. As far as I'm
oh,
concerned.
I had to scrape the fond off of the pan, and I
No.
Googled fond because I
Yeah.
didn't know that was just the stuff from the meat.
Yeah,
So we did Blue Apron back in the day when the kids were new, and I wasn't cooking much back then, and I was like, dude, you know why I go to restaurants? Because I want other people to cook for me. I didn't want to cook back then.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you kind of have to do the cooking. So we did it for like a couple months back in the day, and I hated it. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. But over the pandemic, I started cooking a lot.
Yeah.
And so my wife has ordered Blue Apron, and we're doing it now. And I'm actually kind of digging it.
It's delicious. I mean, I will say this for the meal. Like, you do make delicious meals.
Christine,
Lakin's back, everybody.
Christine Lakin!
Oh my God, that was probably the most anticlimactic like entrance ever.
I don't
Hi,
know.
everyone.
Those triceps and deltoids make their own entrance. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yes. Look at
control
the,
yourself. I'm going to apologize for
sorry, I
anything
can't.
Kate Mulligan says right out of the gate
I'm
because
allowed to hit on her, aren't I? Good Lord.
that's up to
Sure.
her.
Christine, we were
Equal
talking about the
opportunity.
fact that tonight I had to cook Blue Apron. Have you ever tried some of the cooking things where they send you all the food and then they make you actually like? I had a dice of zucchini tonight.
How did that go for you?
I diced it well, actually. Honestly, I was telling them like we tried Blue Apron when the baby was first born like 8 years ago, and of course we had no time, and it was terrible. And I wanted to every night. I was like, we actually let them rot, like we just never got to it and threw them out. And so my wife, of course, tried again, and the meals are great. And because I started to learn cooking over the pandemic, I basically cooked for 2 years. I'm kind of enjoying it. But I was
Good for
telling
you.
them, I started. Like during the pandemic, I would have a glass of wine. So now I don't know how to cook without drinking.
I don't. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
how
used to have a-
adult. Yeah.
I used to have a
After you
magnet
said-
that would say, I like to cook with wine, and sometimes I put it in the food. So I think I think it's okay. I think it's very French of you. You know, it's very European.
You know what? I tell myself that every time. Right? But here's the real problem. Is so I sent them a photo of, and tonight was vegetarian enchiladas. Super good. Zucchini with some poblano peppers all chopped up in this thing. And I sent it, and Mulligan's comment was, there's no way your kids are eating one bite of that.
0% chance.
And I was like, no, this is the second meal. I made them chicken parmesan with vegetables and some pasta. And then I had to make the meal that my wife wanted. It's like a short order cook at my house. Like from 5 to 7, that's the window of food. The kitchen's closed.
Are you ladies doing that? Are you taking special orders with your meals with your kids?
No, sir.
It's really hard, you know, because there's some nights where I want to have like spicy chicken curry, and I get it. Like a 3.5-year-old is not going to eat that. So I concede to, you know, make a second meal during those times when I'm like, I want to eat what I want to eat. But I'm trying as much as I can to cook for all of us, because being a short order cook or even being a head chef, it's not what I signed up for. You know, this is not, I don't need another career. I have plenty of careers. I don't need to also do this now.
So do I. But do you then end up eating macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets most nights of the week?
The amount of food my husband and I clean up off of plates, like cold carbs, is alarming. There's no reason why I think to myself, like, this old mac and cheese is just going to go to waste if I don't eat it. Like, I don't need to eat it. I can throw it out or save it for them for tomorrow. Why am I eating off this plate? Just stop.
I posted a picture one
it's way
time.
too
It was
much.
the kids. So I feed the kids breakfast, and then I take them to school, and then I come back, and their plates is like a half-eaten egg sandwich, 2 slices of a tangerine, 4 blueberries, and that's my breakfast. Like I eat like a pancake, like a mini pancake with like 3 bites out of it, just the rim or the crust. I'm the king of eating the crust of toast. Like I'll take some peanut butter and put it on the crust and eat it because I can't watch the food go to waste.
I'm sort of like a late night chef at Denny's, where like my sons come in like drunken assholes, and they take the food that they've ordered, mac and cheese, hot dogs, and then they throw it all over the floor, the walls, their mother, and then they storm out and leave me with no tip.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep, that is a Denny's. That is an accurate. Yep. You might even be working at a Waffle House, Jason. Have you checked?
I didn't check the sign today, but I will on my
you
way
should
out.
check because it
I
could
gotta
have
clock out soon.
Yeah,
Jobo, Jobo says, dude, I am. And it's not my fault. I'm from a generation where my parents never wasted food. Like my mother, she would save like one bite of banana bread and then put it in the freezer. And then 2 weeks later, break it out, toast it, jam it, and then put it in her mouth. I kind of grew up like that.
Why?
So.
Okay, you just acted out a raccoon. Your mom was also a raccoon. And then she would put it in her mouth.
All right, so listen, Christine, I'm sorry, we got off on the wrong foot.
That's pretty much
the coming to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
You have a lot of fans out there who are like very excited that you were going to be here, and tell us about.
My mom and all her friends.
Your mom, yes, your mom actually called me earlier today. She asked some questions I have for you.
I wouldn't be surprised. She can never let me off the phone. So. Fire away. What do you?
Children. You have 2 kids. 2 kids.
I have 2 children. I have a 5-year-old girl, almost 6, be 6 this weekend, and a 3.5-year-old. So they are almost 2.5 years apart, almost to the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, the pandemic was super fun. It was. It was like crazy making, as I'm sure it was for anyone who had children under 5 in any kind of number. But yeah, I mean, things are like finally kind of leveling out. I've got them both in school now. So this is like, I mean, for many years, we had somebody, like as soon as Georgia went to school, then her brother was born, there was always like somebody like hanging on an appendage of ours. And now they're both like in school at least 4 days a week. And my husband and I look at each other and we're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great. Yeah.
The masks are coming off on the 12th. No masks at school in
That's
LA.
what we hope. I mean let's hope. I think a lot of it has to do with I'm on the PTA, so yeah.
Well, let me ask you this because
so that's exciting.
Did you grow up out here? Is that how you became a child actor, or were you somewhere else and then came here to act?
No, I grew up in Atlanta. And when I was like, 6, 7, 8, I was doing tons of theater there. I was a dancer. I was in like a dance company and a theater company, and kind of just through happenstance and a little bit of luck, started doing commercials when I was really little, and did some TV movies, like all just like local stuff, a couple national things, but it was all, pretty local. And then I had an agent from Los Angeles spotted me doing theater in South Georgia, which is like the most random thing ever. I came out to LA, then came out to LA the following year for my spring break.
Movie. That's a scene from a movie. Hey, you want to be a star?
That's actually how I thought it would happen. I was like, if I just do theater on this corner here, maybe someone will see me from the big city. But it actually worked for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. I mean, I feel like so much of like career is hard work, but also being at the right place in the right moment. I came out, I did some auditions, didn't think much of it, went back to Atlanta. And then while I was here, I had done like a demo tape because this is before Zoom and anything like that. So you had to have something to showcase yourself. So here I am doing this like crying monologue and like, just giving like something for people to look at. And a producer from Full House saw it from the booth where I was like, he was walking through the booth, saw me doing this thing, asked who I was. Nothing came of it. A month and a half later, they're looking for somebody for the TV show Step by Step, and they can't find anyone. They've literally like seen everybody in LA. And he's like, hold on, what about that kid that was crying? Let's get that tape. Let's see that girl. So I get this call, like they want to see you in Los Angeles. And I'm like, this is crazy. Nobody goes across the country to audition. Like, I was like, this is stupid. I can't, no, this is beyond. And my dad's like, hey, I've got a frequent flyer mile or two. You want to go out? It might be like a fun story for your kids one day. And so we kind of came out on a whim, and I auditioned and then got the pilot, and then the show ran 7 years, and and then everything else has been downhill ever since. No, I'm kidding. It was a great experience.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you ever?
But yeah, so it was.
know-
I mean, it was a super random moment.
Would you ever, like, if your kids wanted to get into acting? Because Jamie said, like, yeah, he would let. Right, Jamie? Didn't you say you would let your kids get into acting? But like, if you're, Christine,
They're
if
offer only. My kids are offer only. That's how I roll. They've called. People have called, and I'm like, offer only, man. Unless it's like, if it was something for Step by Step, like a series regular, we'll come in. We'll read for that. But like sometimes they're like, hey, can you send your kids to a go-see? If they book the job, it pays $150, and they give up usage for 7 years. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, I just feel like you being like actual working actors, like people who have made your career acting, like I feel like there are some people that have great experiences with it, and they're like, yep, if it's in their blood, I'm not going to talk them out of it. And then there are some people like, I will do anything to stop them from getting into this shithole business.
I wanted to act, but talent was always the issue.
It hasn't stopped a lot of people. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't know why you let that hold you back.
Look, I'm banking on when Danny DeVito or John Lovitz die, I'm in.
So I think Christine is frozen again.
I think she's just angry at us.
I think she's very still. She's very
angry.
So Christine, if you can, go out, because your sound's terrible anyway. Go out, come back in, try to use Firefox. Use Firefox as your what's that called?
Browser.
Browser. Thank you.
Also, you have no bedside manner to speak of, Kaylor. You're like, hey, your sound's terrible anyway. Get out! Like,
terrible. No, I love her. She's great. She sounds terrible. And I'm going to be quiet after she comes back. Listen, I made 2 meals, and I started drinking when we had the first meal. So I'm hanging on by a thread, man.
Question for you: do you ever take a picture that's not this face?
No, that's my funny face.
It's like
so. A lot of people listen to this on iTunes though, and they're like, "What face is he talking about?" Oh, there's my cheese enchiladas. Like they're not cheese; they're vegetarian, and
they look amazing.
They look amazing.
They're actually super good. Yeah, you would have enjoyed them.
I would have.
I feel bad for Christine. We lost her.
I know.
She's got Claire problems with the internet. We gotta start sound checking people with internet stuff.
The more attractive you are, the worse your internet connection is, because I never have any issue at all.
Thanks, Jason.
Mulligan's is perfect.
We can never hear you. Like you always start out funky.
No, I'm like, my internet's perfect because I am just that gnarly.
How was your guys' week? So it was Claire's birthday this week. So we only had 7 birthday parties. Oh, and I just watched Encanto for the 7th time.
Yeah, that's great.
Because she had an Encanto birthday party.
How did that? The last time we saw you was on Claire's birthday, and
it wasn't going well.
It wasn't. It could have gone better.
Well, here's the problem with kids today. It's like I don't know if it's like in my day. You were like, oh, some sheet cake, and they blew up. We played tug of war, whatever, and you're like, hey, people showed up for my birthday. We had a crazy birthday, 2 days really, because a couple of kids forgot it was that day. So they said, oh, we'll come by tomorrow. And so because they forgot that the party was on Saturday, I had to throw a second party on Sunday.
That's no, Kayla.
They said, oh, we'll come by, we'll come by on Sunday and say hi. So they stayed for 2 hours, and we had Claire had 2 parties. And you do not, Jobo knows.
No, you don't.
That's been the running gag in the house of like, seriously. And it'll be like a throwaway late in the day of like, out of nowhere to be like, so everyone's on the same page. We're not talking about Bruno.
Christine, how are you?
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, sorry. I just had to change devices like 3 times. My iPad kept crashing. I've got too many kid games on that damn thing.
Was it because I asked if you would let your kids act?
Yes, that was it. Like, I was like, screw this. I basically flipped the table.
It's just a humble brag. She wanted to let everyone know she has 3 devices.
Oh, God, no, but they're all so old. They're all from like 2012.
Next week, just be on her watch.
She's actually on a Kindle right now.
Okay, to answer your question, if my kids wanted to act, of course, I'm never going to deny them anything they really want to do. Am I pushing them into it? No.
Yeah.
And when people are like, oh my God, they're such naturals or they're so outgoing or whatever, you should get them into it. I'm like, I think about it for about 2 minutes. And then I'm like, who's driving them to the audition? Who's sitting in the waiting room? Who's going with them when they book the job? Who's working on the lines? Who's ironing the costume? Like, mama don't got time for that.
That's right. That's right. That is right.
So true.
Also, can they cry? Can they cry in the booth? That's the real question. If they can cry in a booth, I got a guy at Nick I can introduce him to.
Yeah, like, can you use your evil powers for good? Or is it only at home when your brother is like sometimes like slightly tormenting you? Like, can you channel that and get a paycheck? That's what we got to know.
That's
know?
really
Do you
fun.
have a child that is you reincarnated? Do you have one that's just like you?
What's interesting is my daughter is, she has a lot. My mom says that she has a lot of my traits, but she is, she's not like me in that when I was her age, I was trying to entertain everyone. Like, if there was a willing audience, willing or not, honestly, it didn't matter. Like, my grandparents, my elder, like, uncles, my younger cousins, I would entrap you and make you listen to the entire Annie record album while I sang to it. If you were sitting there and you couldn't get up and move because you were so old, that was like my best. That was my best audience.
You're like, Ma, can you drop me off at the nursing home?
I think nowadays it's actually called elderly abuse.
Yeah.
Well,
my
what's funny
daughter's
is
not like that.
when we were kids, there was like one of you in the class, right? Like, when we were kids years ago, there was like one kid, and then American Idol happened. And now I feel like the greater percentage of kids are like that, where they're like, hey, you want to hear me sing? And you're like, no, not really.
I think it started with our generation though, because there was already Star Search.
True.
Oh, true.
Star Search was big.
Yeah,
that's true.
Man.
Yeah.
I feel like
the thing that they really want to do now, though, which scares me,
ugh.
they want to be YouTubers.
I was about to say.
My daughter,
and I don't let them.
She's like, can I start a YouTube page?
Like, no. Yeah, I don't let them watch a lot of YouTube. But I'm also like, I don't want to be that parent. Like, when I was a kid, I was making videos with the camcorder. Yeah. Starting probably in 3rd grade, I was making book reports with a camcorder. I was doing like a book up rap review of like, today we're reading Roald Dahl, like whatever, because I just wanted to put the camera in my hand. And I was constantly making my friends perform and do commercials. So at the same time, it's like, I kind of did that. I just wasn't showing the world because I didn't have a platform for it. So I don't know.
Because you're also like, that one dude from Opening Boxes made $24 million last year. So at some point you're like, well, actually that's a real career.
I mean, it could be,
It makes me so mad. I throw his stuff on the floor when I see it.
I have 2 of them living on my block who are huge. 21-year-old bought like a crazy house down the street. She does like Craftopia or whatever. I forget what her page is. Huge, multi-millionaire. Like 22 years old.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
So I don't know what the answer is. I mean, and it's hard because I can't navigate the internet like they can. Like, they're so good at it. And I'm like, there's some dude somewhere in Minnesota in a basement who's trying to talk to my 8-year-old kid.
Right.
Who was nanny through the nanny can. Like, it's freaking me out when I
Yeah, I know. You got to be like really careful. I mean, they love the ninja kids. And this is like a family of like, I think they have 5 children. And now I'm obsessed with like watching them because I'm like, where do they live? Who are they? How does this family have all this money? Kids just make videos all the time, but they all like do gymnastics and kung fu and karate, and they can all flip around and they make these like insane videos. And my kids like love them. They like think they think they're like movie stars, which I guess they are to them.
They are.
Yeah.
It's the next medium because like, it's like TV with Lucille Ball in the 50s, but like movie stars would never do like TV. And then all of a sudden TV became the big thing. And now kids don't even watch TV. They watch YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Have your kids seen anything that you've done?
A couple of things. We did during like the beginning of the pandemic. We put on a few episodes of Step by Step.
Great show. Great show. We can all say great. Everybody, great show, everybody, right? Great show.
Thank you.
Best show.
But and I just was curious. I was just like, is she gonna notice? Is she gonna like think anybody looks familiar? And she watched the first episode, and I asked her, I'm like, does anyone look familiar? And she kind of like looked, and then she kind of looked at me, and then she kind of looked again. And I was like, and then I sort of prompted her, and she's like, yeah. I said, do you see mommy? And then she kind of like pointed, was like, is that you? And I was like, yeah. And then I said, do you want to watch another episode? She goes, yeah. I was like,
I got it.
Fair enough.
I got where
you
you're
watched
going
one.
with it.
She enjoyed it, but she was over it. So, kids keep you
God.
humble, definitely.
Yeah. Just when you're feeling good about yourself, your kid will come in and tell you got a squishy belly.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Neil.
I feel like that came from a place of experience.
No, it's just a hypothetical. They'll tell you smell like rotten eggs and you have a squishy belly. I just off the top of my head.
My 6-year-old looked at me and told me, "Do you have a beard because you want to hide all of your chins?"
Oh, no, Jason.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's just
My
a
kids
chin
are
hiding.
they're very outgoing. Like they can't stop talking to people. They really have a problem. Like we just took a trip to see family, and when they got on the plane, my son's like, "Hi, how are you? How you doing?" And as he's walking through, he's like, "You look like grandma. You look like grandpa." These are not people who are probably the age to have grandchildren. It's like that's a compliment, I'm sure, and it's very cute for someone who's already a grandparent. But when you're just like offering out that who's like,
Oh, I think she's gonna catch up.
I think. We lost. Oh, shit.
Hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, there we
now
go.
we can. I feel like we really missed the punchline to a great story, though. It's
Great.
unfortunate.
So tight. It was there, and then we lost her again. One day the internet will work for us.
I just want to. I mean, I know I can't beat this to death, but I'm gonna try. I really want to know how she got that definition in her arms.
Toned.
It's
Very
called
toned.
exercise. I'm not sure.
Oh, exercise.
Very
No.
toned.
Okay, never mind. I'm good. I'm good with these chubs.
Diet and tone. Well, it is what it is.
I don't know anything about it personally, but I've read about it.
She got
By the way-
steroids. It's all steroids, Mulligan.
Did anyone else's 4-year-old grab them today and scratch them with their razor claw the way my child did?
No.
The razor claw?
Razor claw, just like his claw that's as sharp as a razor because his mother doesn't cut his nails enough.
Oh, I thought like
Anyway.
your kid had a shiv of some sort.
No. Christine, you're back.
You're back.
hi. I got a robocall, and I don't apparently know how to use my phone.
Oh, by the way, that was me. And do you want to give me your social security number? I need it
Sorry.
because you have a payment that's due to you. So
And also, someone in Zambia needs your help.
yes. Also, yeah. But he's a prince, so you're
He's a
in luck.
prince. So, yeah, exactly. Just go get a phone card, and we'll put some money on it.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Kate. Some of us are not allowed to ask. Allowed to ask what?
So
Did I miss something?
apparently, Christine, did you send some photos in? You have some, some crazy
I
ass
did.
stories, I think. The problem is everyone's heard every one of Mulligan's and mine and Jason's stories. We need some new. Here's
Yes.
the beauty of this show.
Fresh
Here's
blood.
why we designed this thing. It's a parental mental health Tuesday. And so when we do this, the people who watch and when we watch, we see other people tell horrible stories about their lives, and it makes us feel better about our
Oh,
lives
yeah.
with our
Yeah.
children.
Definitely.
So make us feel better, Christine.
Where would you like to start, Christine?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, there have been so many parenting fails over the years. I mean, I will say there was I sent you a photo of just, it's my daughter and my son. I think they're probably naked. We were outside. We were painting. This is early on in the pandemic. And it just got to the point where the paper wasn't fun. They were just getting naked. They started to paint themselves. I mean, she's fully covered in paint. She's covered her brother in paint. It's just Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And that went on for, I hate to admit,
Look at
how
how
long?
cute.
I mean, it went on for a long time, and my feet are painted. This was really, yeah. And then I would just hose
Morning
them
Man.
down. I just took a hose. I would hose them down in the backyard, and then we would just start over.
Oh,
I
that
got you
was-
guys
that was
doing
art.
a Woodstock recreation.
yeah.
It looks like the Blind Faith album. Does anybody?
Yes, actually.
Blind Faith from like 1960 something, where the girl is topless with it. No. You
We
know what?
also-
Can you put that back up for 1 second, because it brought back some memories. You see the tricycle in the back?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we were kids, we had tricycles. There were 3 wheels, pedals, and a thing. And apparently, some kid rode off a cliff or something, because then they said, you know what? The parents need a handle on the back of the tricycle. Do you know the tricycle where the parents then have the little handle thing on the back?
Oh
I
yeah.
do.
There's
That one has it.
handle
Yeah.
where you help steer the kid.
Yeah.
That's how helicoptering of a parenting society is nowadays. Like, they were like, God, I mean, who knows if these kids can figure this shit out. There's 3 wheels,
Yeah.
pedals. I don't know. I don't want one kid to have bad feelings about the fact that he can't use a tricycle. Why don't let's put a parental handle on the back, and then the parents can push the tricycle around and make the kid feel strong about what they're doing. Anybody?
I don't know how to tell you. I think they still make regular tricycles too. I think it's just an age thing.
That handle pops off. That handle pops off.
Yeah, for when
When
they're
I bought
advanced
a
enough.
tricycle for my kid, I was like, why do I have a handle? Why am I involved in this? This is the tricycle. It's a you problem.
Totally.
Figure it out. Or honestly, if you can't figure this out, you're never going to make it through life. There's no chance. This is a tricycle.
Jamie,
You never know when you're gonna have to off-road. I mean, like our backyard is, I have to say, it's a little bumpy, you know. So for me, I needed to use that thing every so often, because they'd be like, "Mama," and I'd be like,
"Oh, we had it,"
you know.
Oh, I'm not throwing stones. We had the same thing. I was like, why am I doing this? And I was like pushing my kid around the block on a tricycle. I was like, pedal, and she's like,
pedal.
No, I'm good. And she would hold her feet up, and she'd be like, you do it, Dad. I go, what the fuck?
My kid would put his feet on the handlebars. It was like, he'd just be like,
he was just leisurely.
Yeah. And I was like, I guess, all right, listen, if it's going to keep you quiet for these 12 minutes that we take a lap around the block, I'm good to push you.
We had 3 separate birthday parties for Claire's 7th. We had one on the day, Tuesday. We had one on Saturday, and then we had more people over Sunday for like a weekend pool party for my kid's 7th birthday party. Finally, everybody leaves, and then Claire was sobbing. I'm alone now. There's nobody here. I don't have anyone to play with anymore. I go, you just had a 48-hour party, dude. What's the problem here? But that's where they are. Like, I don't feel like we were like that.
I know. When I was young, my parents would constantly have people over, and you would literally just go to bed with like the roar of partying happening.
Yes.
You know, they'd be laughing
and
like, and it was really comforting to me, because I'd always be like, oh, I know they're down there. You know, we had a few people over on last Saturday, and we were hanging on the deck, and my daughter, like, she knew this. My son went to bed. We must have put her to bed 4 times. She could not stand the fact that she had so much FOMO about missing out on this party. I was like, go to bed.
So true.
I remember waiting at the top of the stairs and like sort of like eavesdropping to like down what my parents what did they say? I'm like, oh, I heard a dirty word. Like, it was just, if I knew I'd get my ass beat if I went down the stairs, so I just waited at the top.
I used to listen through the register vent because you could hear better through that.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
That's true. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I have a lot more parenting fails. I mean, I feel like a lot of them happened during the pandemic, but not limited to. I mean, we were cutting our kids' hair, and it also was during the time of like Tiger King, when that was really popular. And we kind of, but maybe on purpose, cut our son's hair just like Tiger King. And we had like
do we have a photo of this one?
Is this the video?
I think it's a video. No.
Now can I touch?
Not yet. Very nice. Last one.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Now, Mom.
I mean, he looks insane.
He looks
awesome. He just needs a little mustache. That's all. It's like a little Fu Manchu.
Did you make him Joe Exotic for Halloween? Because that was a missed opportunity.
I know. It was like I think we had just been watching it, and so it just kind of was on purpose, but like also just in the zeitgeist of our minds. We also went through a whole phase of dyeing hair. We did a lot of hair stuff. My friend had sent me some hair dye, and I was like, "This will be a fun thing we'll do one day."
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm. My
Oh
hair
my
was
God.
purple. My son hated it, and my daughter, like, I
His
ruined her.
teeth coming in. His like
I know.
3
It's working
random
for your
teeth.
daughter though. She's got a Shark Boy
Yeah.
and Lava Girl vibe going on.
Every time we'd look at her though, like until it washed out, which took a really long time. My husband's like, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Intervention every time I look at
Oh, that's funny.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
You seem like a cool, laid back, not helicopter pilot mom.
I try not to be, you know.
Which is cool. Especially since when you were a kid, I mean, you were on a show, and we know from Drew Barrymore how that typically goes. Like, you're in Hollywood, you're on a show. I've been on shows. I know how it works. And were your parents super involved when you were on the shows, or were they just kind of like, go do what you do?
Yeah, my mom, I'm an only child. So my mom came with me from Atlanta and she stayed with me and she was really like the guardian, the chef, the taxi cab driver, the manager. Like my mom wore a lot of hats. My dad was working and traveling and his corporate office was in San Jose, California. So he just would use the corporate office and then he would fly down on the weekends, and it really wasn't that different than when my dad would travel and we lived all in Atlanta.
But you
together,
weren't rapping and heading out to like the Rainbow Room for cocktails.
No, like to be clear, I was trying to do all the things. I was constantly trying to like push the limits, do the things, find the parties, know the people. And my mom was like, I don't think so. So there was a lot of parental involvement. And I also went back to Atlanta.
Did you have fights with her?
No, I mean, I had a healthy fear of my parents, I think, as a kid. And I think that's also something a lot of children don't have today.
Yes.
Or maybe we're taught as parents now that we have to like let them have all the feelings and like be their friend and all of this. And that was not the case. There was a definite hierarchy when I was a child. I am the kid. They are the authority.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was like a real separation of church and state there. So
that's so funny that you say that. Do you rule like that? Because I do.
I do. For the most part, I do. I try to be, I think I am a good communicator and I try to be really empathetic because I don't want them not to talk to me. Like I did too much sneaking when I was 15, 16. I did too much sneaking because I was just like, I was so afraid of like getting, like, I couldn't ask because I knew it was going to be no. So I would just sneak and lie and like try to get around it. And then I get caught and it would be horrible, you know? So, and I'm talking about like trying like, go out to a party or like, go out and like sneak a beer or whatever.
I'm talking about an extra Oreo.
To be fair, those are Hollywood parties, so you could easily be trafficked. Like those are Hollywood.
Yeah, right.
So you can't just say it's like a party from like suburban. You're like, it's a party.
You're like, it was Patrick Duffy's 40th, you guys.
It was the Casa California Dreams. They all lived in the same complex. Like we were just trying to get there, okay? That's a true story. My parties were
trying to go to a party at David Lee Roth's house, and I don't know. He wanted me to wear a tube top. It got weird, and then my mom showed up, and I left. Like that's the
that was an experience Jamie actually had. Like David Lee Roth.
My mom did not show up, and I wore the fucking tube top. Let's just say that, and it went south.
No, but like with my kids, like I'll do the thing, and this is how it's been going. They fight a lot. They're very, very competitive. And so eventually I'm making dinner or something and someone will slap someone and I'll hear a scream and it'll be like, Mom, he did this but she did that, da, da, da. And I can't tell like what's actually going on. So, but I know someone's lying. So I'll do this thing where I just look at them and I'm like, are you telling me the truth? Yes, Mama, yes. Okay, well, let's review the tape. And I put my phone in my hand and I just start pressing buttons. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, there's cameras all over these rooms.
Oh, I am
you be lying
with you.
Because I will review the tape right now. You want to tell me again? And they're like, okay, I get it. I'm like, thank you for being honest with me. you need to go to your room for a little while. Then that's kind of like how
I also like that I did not believe you were from Atlanta until you just started momming on us. And I was like, do I need to review the tape? Do I need? I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, the South came out, honey.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Medea. Did you? I just
really
heard Medea. Is it Medea? Is that Medea?
It was a little bit.
Am I pronounced? I don't want to mispronounce Medea.
Yeah.
Is it Medea?
Well, you went for it. So
Wait, do you actually have the cameras, or are you
Kamala?
bullshitting them?
Kamala.
I'm
Kamala
mostly
Medea.
bullshitting. There is one camera, but like I couldn't see what they were doing from that camera. You can see like a plant in the top of like.
You're like, if you ring the doorbell and then punch your brother, I can see you.
That's the greatest
I've
heard all. That's the greatest. I'm using that, Christine.
Start using it. If you have to, just put fake cameras around. It doesn't matter. Like, it will root out anything that you need to root out. And like, if you know, I feel like there's a lot of like, no ma'am in my house. Like whatever that Southern thing is that comes out, I'm like, no ma'am, no ma'am. Like, and somehow that's like the mom voice that I have. Don't know where that started. I don't know how that happened, but they know I mean business. So.
But it seems like it's working.
For the most part, I think it does. I think it's been working. My son is a real wild card. I mean, 3.5 with a boy. Wow, this is a real.
I have twin 3-year-old boys. So
yeah,
I feel you.
I saw that. That gave me like hives. I mean, they look adorable, but also a lot.
No, he only refers to one exclusively to his face and to his siblings as the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hold on. I have a video from him from today. Just there's something wrong. I don't. There's something wrong with him. How much crack did you do while you were pregnant with him?
None at all.
Yeah. No, genetics are not on your side here.
Her answer was so sincere. How much crack did you do? No, seriously, none.
And that leads me to believe that there was at least a little crack use.
Yeah. The fact that she even responded to that question shows there was tons of crack used.
I think you know that I question a lot here because I don't.
She follows the mindset of deny. You can smell it. It's like when you say, how much crack have you done, when the kid, and she goes, oh, I didn't do any. She did.
Jimmy, you've met the child. There's something wrong.
Yeah,
there's something wrong there. And I don't know. Like, and I've told you this before, when the egg split, the soul also did. And one of them got like part and the other got another part. It's the
omen, man. You got to get those long swords and then just pound it through his chest. Wait, is that too? Is that too? That's not me. That's the omen. That's not me. What if your child really is the devil?
He's not. The devil would not look that cute in a diaper. Come on.
Exactly
I believe that he would. I think
the devil would of
exactly
course be ridiculously cute. The devil's going to be ugly? No. Honestly, Brad Pitt might be the devil. That guy's so good looking.
Ask me and Christina how much crack we did when we were pregnant. We've got answers.
How much crack did you guys do when you were pregnant?
We talking ass or drugs?
You got to get her out. I can't with Mulligan. It's too much.
Let me just go ahead and put the banner up.
Which one we talking?
That's such a great hack. I'm totally using that of like, okay, let's go to the date. I'm totally using that.
You got to.
So
I mean, you have to think of yourself as being like a private investigator all the time. And you got to like be 5 steps ahead of the perp. So, you know, you come downstairs and like the other day, like I'm trying to get my son to stay in his room. I've got the clock and it lights up and, you know, I'm trying like, you don't get up until the clock lights up, the whole thing. Like we haven't quite managed that, but you can hear him. And I can like hear him. It's like 6:23 and I'm like, damn it. I hear the scurrying. And he's scurrying downstairs and like we still have all the locks on the cabinets, but you know, sometimes we snack late at night and then we forget to lock it. And anyway, so he's learned how to use the stools and he's up and I'm seeing the he's gotten wise, like all the wrappers to the little candies and the things that he's found. Now they're all neatly stored in the trash can. He's not just leaving them like a trail. So now I have to get like, I come downstairs. I'm like, who's eating Snickers? Who's eating Snickers? It's like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm already like, let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
I think maybe Kate has broken into your house.
Yeah, I was like, actually, sorry. To be clear, it was me most of those times.
You catch him in the backyard. He's got a shovel. He's like burying Snickers wrappers. You're like, what are you doing? Nothing. I wasn't doing anything. Nothing. That's not.
He's like,
Jay,
I
our
changed my
6-year-old
own
had a
diaper.
dedicated backpack that he was storing all his empties in.
I mean, he's just gonna end up like eating Snickers and like chugging mouthwash. Like confused him so bad now. Oh God.
We are dealing with, so my kids are in 1st and 3rd grade, and at school, teachers they're handing out snacks, like snacks. It's all snacks. And so I showed up at 4:45 to pick up Hannah, and she was in her Monday afternoon drama class, and she was finishing off a bag of Lay's and was opening a Rice Krispie treat as I walked in. And I was like, it's 4:45. We're having dinner in like 20 minutes when I take you home. But that's like they're giving out treats. Like,
Can I tell
I
you,
know.
Jamie,
music
that is
class, when she does a great music lesson, she gets a bag of M&Ms. I'm like, I want to send an email and go, hey, man, either stop that or maybe some carrot sticks or something, because then my kid comes home and she's not eating any dinner. And I'm like, well, you're eating shit all day. What's happening?
I honestly can't tell whether any of these extracurricular classes are worth it or if she really likes them, because I really do think they're all about the chips, the gummy bears, and the treats.
I think
Like, we
that's
could do that at
exclusive-
home and I could save
Yeah.
$160.
Yes. I do think that's exclusive to private schools, though, Jamie. Like, my kids are not allowed to eat anything. Like, the teachers aren't allowed to give our kids anything in public school that they can
I think it's a
public.
Catholic. Well, my kids are a
Yours is
Catholic
public?
school, so maybe, they definitely, I'm okay with the wine. Like, they get a glass or 2 of wine every day, which is
Yeah.
fine. And then a couple of wafers, and I'm cool with that because that's part of the ceremony.
It's
But
not
also-
wine, it's
Yeah,
blood.
we get it. Yeah.
All of
It's
a
been
sudden-
transubstantiated,
Yeah.
okay?
All of a sudden I'm at Nutella with pretzel sticks, and I'm like, hey, you got to slow your roll, Jesus. Come on.
Yeah,
Cool.
come on. And the
Can't
Nutella.
wait to see Joe Bo's comment on that. He's like, all right, you're on child sacrifice. You've talked about let's see what Joe Bo has to say about that.
Listen, the Nutella represents his bone marrow, and the pretzels represent Jesus's. I mean, I don't know. I could
Whatever
justify
gets
it.
you to church,
Yeah.
body of Christ, body of Christ, body of Christ with the Nutella.
You know what's funny? So tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, and my kids it's like the beginning of Lent, right? Which I just learned earlier today. And you have to give up something. And so my daughter was like, she's in 1st grade. She comes home and she goes, so apparently kids are giving up something for Lent. Like, it was she's like, I never heard it. I don't know what's happening, but people are giving up stuff. And she goes, one of my friends is giving up TV. But that would be super hard. So instead, I'm just going to be really kind to people.
Okay.
I went like, good for you. That's a great choice. That's an easy choice, but yeah.
Giving up my attitude, Yeah. That's all right. Okay.
I've given up sobriety for Lent.
Yeah.
I don't know that's the way
Am
it
I
works.
missing the spirit of it?
I think you're missing the thread.
Yeah.
I gave up my children for Lent. Is that?
I don't know if you partake in the festivities, but we didn't really drink this. The pandemic really changed everything.
Oof.
I don't know about you, but we all of a sudden, I wasn't going to be on camera. My job was done for like a year, and I was like, I'm not going to be on camera tomorrow. So sure, fire it up.
Yeah.
And no, I was telling them I cooked Blue Apron tonight. I don't even know how to cook if I don't have a glass of wine in my hand. I don't know how to pull a pan out. I don't know anything without a glass of wine. So
Yeah, I think everybody kind of like they went to, the superstore of Bevmo there for a while. Like people were lining up for, for Bevmo.
I took a lot of communion. You know what I'm saying?
well, wine sales, alcohol sales were up incredibly high. Seriously high. So one of our sponsors is 16600, this vineyard, this really cool organic vineyard up in Sonoma, and we do their wine shows all the time, and they sponsor us with wine and everything. And I've been talking to my buddy, and he said during the pandemic, it just was like they couldn't get it out fast enough. And now all of a sudden, like gym memberships, everybody are shooting through, and everyone's like, I'm not gonna survive this. I really gotta put the brakes on this thing. I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jason, are you drinking that wine this evening? Or are you
Correct.
drinking a
Yeah.
different
So
variety?
I don't know if you saw it when it started, but I've done an all right job.
You've done actually quite well. I was concerned that you had put ice in that wine, but now I see you haven't. So my stream is better. I was wondering if you had gone the route of my mother.
No, I had a day with the chat. The Dark Lord was in rare. Like, well, you saw the video.
Yes.
He was.
Yes.
He also tried to ride a Paw Patrol ride on off our couch. He also figured out how to break out of our house today.
Oh God.
He literally broke the molding that houses the deadbolt. He broke it from the wall and left the house at 3 without pants. And my actual cameras caught. I didn't grab the video. He just walked out to get a ball. He needed to get a ball. So
did you just let him get going?
I'm not gonna lie. For a split second, I was like, God, I wish the gate had been open.
That's super funny.
God.
That's super funny.
Oh,
Let me go. That
that's a
I
hard
go without pants all the time. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Christine, I have an image of your mother, like as you're walking behind her, crossing to like sneak out to a party. To be like, Christine, before you go, just get another ice cube in mommy's wine. Jangle, 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 honey. Hop to. I miss your father.
I mean, a couple of my girlfriends have started putting ice in red wine, and I'm like, y'all, we are turning corners.
I can't have it.
We are turning corners. We are becoming those women. So are we there yet? Are we doing this? I mean, the ice in red wine is really, I feel like it's a call.
They went like far here. They're doing like wine slushies here. Like it's like a mom thing here. Wine slushies are like a big thing here.
Oh, frosés. Sure.
I freak out when they put red wine in the fridge, like just to chill it. They go, "Oh, we'll put this in the fridge." I go, "It's red, ding dong." No. Crazy.
Yeah.
Christine, what do you feel about this huge influx of work in Atlanta? I mean, there's like the industry's in Atlanta now. What are the odds that you would dedicate your life like across the country? And now you've set up shop. I'm guessing you're here, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I'm here. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you're in my house, right?
I am. I'm in your house. Hi, how are you?
Why does my part of the house look so much cleaner than mine?
Stay on your side. Stay on your side, Kate.
Okay, I will. Thank you. She's fun. She's fun, guys.
We're roommates. We're
roommates. It's fine.
So,
where is my wand to curl the wand? I told you could use it, but you have to ask first. I needed it tonight for the show.
I'm on a call. We okay. Talking?
Right, fine. Oh my God, are you on the call with him? Okay, we'll talk later.
Okay. It's so crazy. I mean, I could never have guessed that was going to happen. I thought when it first started to happen, it was just going to be like kind of that, there's tax credits and sort of a fluke thing.
Yeah.
But it makes a lot of sense. I mean, listen, I grew up there. I know what there is to be, what the Atlanta offers. And it really gets 4 seasons. I mean, it looks like a lot of different places. It's super, like downtown Atlanta is very metropolitan. There's a ton of workforce of people that want to be in that industry. So I just keep waiting to get a job that takes me back there because I have so many friends there. It's, it's like my hometown. I used to go back to see my parents all the time, and my parents moved here last year to be with us. So it would be fun to go back there. And
wait a minute. You're telling me you have grandparents who can help with the children?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you son of a bitch.
Hey, I need you to move out.
I can't.
Okay, I get it.
I can't. I'm too jealous.
I tried. When I first moved out here, I begged my father-in-law. I said, listen, we'll buy a duplex, move out, for the love of God, help us. And anytime any human has watched my children in California, we've paid.
Money's exchanged. Yeah.
Money was exchanged.
Listen, this all changed for us this summer. I mean, this is a very brand new thing. And I was hoping that it was going to happen. But, like I said, I just never thought it really would. My parents are in their 70s. They're very plugged into their community in Atlanta. They had a lot of friends. They golf. They do church. They got their things set up there. But I think the pandemic, like for many people, made us reevaluate the time we have left, how we want to live. These are their only grandkids that they're going to have.
Because you're the only child, too. I mean,
right. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That helps.
Did you dangle the kids in front of them? Did you, I've tried to dangle the kids like carrots and go like, hey, if you want to see this kid, you better come out here because we're not coming.
But it was getting harder. Like it's way harder for us to travel to them. And every time we'd get off Zoom during like the time we didn't see each other for a year, every time we got off Zoom, my mom would be like crying. It was just like, we have to try, they were like, we have to try to make this happen. They looked for a house, one fell through. I didn't think it was going to ever happen. They found this other place. It was just, when it happened very quickly. And then they moved here and my mom broke her hip.
No, Christine.
I know.
Oh, I can't believe how much that's your fault. Wow.
I know.
I blame you.
Oh, let me just go ahead and.
No, in this
really
case, I
hard,
think
like,
Mulligan's
6
right.
months for
She
that.
wouldn't have broken it had she not come out. It's totally
Come
different.
out, yeah.
I'm
I
ashamed
mean,
of
no,
both of them.
that is like how a daughter would feel, but of course it's not Christine's fault. But that's
I mean,
have they found like that they like it here?
yes,
I mean,
and that's what my
that's
point was,
huge.
that it's taken a little time because there's been a lot of recovery for that, and my mom is doing great now. I mean, they're back to their old habits, and they're golfing again, and they're getting used to California, and they've found all their, my dad has found like all the stores he likes to grocery shop at, and he's got like some trees, and he's growing herbs, and so yeah, they're making friends with all the
Where does he
neighbors.
like the grocery
Wait,
shop?
I've got to
Where does
guess.
the guy from Atlanta like the grocery shop?
I've got to guess.
All right,
I'm gonna
Mulligan.
say I think Bristol Farms.
All right, let me guess.
Okay,
Costco's definitely involved.
there's a lot of Costcoing.
There's a lot of Costco happening.
Well, first of all, that's my favorite store.
The smaller frame, like a grocery store. I mean, he's not at John's level, but he would go. He's not at Gelson's. If he sees the price of grapes at Gelson's, his head would
Forget it.
literally explode off of his body. I mean, Ralph's maybe like a good Ralph's at Hazeltine or something, but I'm gonna.
That's it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love the Ralph's.
That's a good one.
Wow,
He was
Taylor.
so funny. He was very like, Whole Foods. Who can shop there? Crazy. Gelson's? No, thank you. Ralph's. Ralph's is where it's at. Great
So
job.
Ralph's and Hazeltine is actually really good. It's a
6
good
bottles
Ralph's.
of wine,
It's
you
really
get a
great.
deal.
Pretty good.
6
30% off. 6 bottles of wine. How can you? I mean, that's a great deal.
They make you buy. If you don't buy 6, you don't get 30% off. So you have to buy.
It's so dumb. You might as well. It doesn't go bad, guys. It just gets better.
It just gets better.
You know,
All right, you can live here.
when I bartended back in the day, if I overserved somebody, I could be fined, right? In a way, we could sue Ralph's and say, listen, man, I didn't want to drink that much. Ralph's economically made me buy it 6 bottles at a time. I didn't want 6 bottles. I wanted 1. They made me buy 6, and we should
I'm
sue
with you.
them.
I think we should. It's entrapment or something like that.
It's sort of alcohol entrapment. But I'm not going to lie to you. When you finish that 1 bottle, you're like, oh, thank God I have 5 more. Holy shit. What was I thinking about only buying 1?
Yeah, 6 bottles sounds like all right.
If you
Tuesday's
get a really
covered.
good deal for 12. That's the next step.
You know,
It's great though. I mean, I have to say, having them here, like it's awesome. We see them 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh,
They're
it's
not
great.
really like night sitters. Like they
Yeah.
like to be in bed with NCIS by 7:38. But daytime stuff, pickups from school. They'll even do an overnight. Like
That's great.
We take the kids there, and
That's great.
That is, I mean, game changer.
Jamie,
I try not to ask too much, but
Yeah.
it's
What's it feel like when your kids stay somewhere else overnight? What does that feel
Oh
like?
oh my God. I mean, I'm right there with you. Like
Never. 0.
In the amount of times that we had been able to do that, it cost us more in the sitters than it did like for us to even go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you're paying more for the sitter than you are for like the okay hotel room or wherever you are.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah, that's why
ridiculous.
we never went out. We just never went out. I was just like, I'm not doing this. Yeah.
Now let me tell you, there's a trifecta, okay? Parents or family, whatever. That's the first one. The second one is if you can find a family that you really like and you guys can do like a trade
Swap
fee situation.
skidoodles.
We're there.
Swap it out.
We started doing that.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome.
The third one is the 13-year-old that lives across the street
Yeah.
or down the street or wherever. You need someone
Or
who's
in
not,
your
like, doesn't
basement.
have- Right.
Because you've what? No, I don't have a basement. I might have a basement, I guess.
having like a kid that you trust enough to come and do, like a couple of hours, even if you're home, mommy's
Yes.
helper or
Yes.
at night, watch a monitor situation, but they're not like, they don't have so much of a life that they're never available.
But I will tell you, the kids today, they don't do anything. They'll literally sit and do nothing and be on their phone for like 2 hours while your kids are.
Can I tell you something, Jamie? You're talking to the wrong kids, because our babysitter is the most wonderful girl. She's a senior in high school. She lives 4 blocks away from us. And I tried to get in touch with her once to let her know we were going to be late. And we got home like 15 minutes late. She was just sitting on the front porch. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, honey. I tried to call and text you. She's like, oh, I don't bring my phone to babysit. And I was like, I love you so much.
Well, that's partially insane because we don't have a phone in the house. Like she'd have to bring a phone. Like we don't have a house
I
phone.
hadn't thought about that. So you're fired.
Yeah, like
I keep her in the yard.
if some kid didn't bring a phone to my house and something happened, she could not call 911. There is no phone.
But there goes your theory that the kids today are always on their phone.
No. Well, it's not about being on the phone, but she also we had people and she didn't like clear her own plates. Like I was shocked. Like when I babysat as a kid, I would leave everything as I found it.
Right.
I would leave it better.
It was like, couldn't give a shit. Just like, I mean, it wasn't mean. It wasn't malicious, but there was no like, oh my gosh, let me pick up after the kids. Like the kids' plates were exactly where I left them on the table. Like nothing was cleared to the sink. I was like, really? You didn't even clear the plates? Like I was shocked.
Yeah.
Ours was polite to a T, but she informed us that my twins were too much.
Couldn't give a like, no, I'm not. Oh, I didn't.
Your what was too much?
My twins were too much.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
She's like, thank you so much for the money. Here's my letter of resignation. I will never cross this threshold again.
That was very similar to how it went, actually. And she's like, I think you're a wonderful family, but for sitting for you, I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I'm their father and I can't, but I'm legally obligated to be here.
My friend's opening a restaurant here. No one will work. He can't hire anybody. The guy who's the contractor who built the addition under our house, I talked to him recently. He goes, I'm stalled. No one will work. I can't hire anybody. Like no one will work. Like no one's working in restaurants. None of the young people want to work anymore. Like they don't give a shit. So I don't know.
That's not good.
When I went to Detroit, I shot this summer and I went to like this restaurant and they were like, oh, we're only open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I was like, why? And they were like,
weird.
We don't have any staff. We don't have staff.
No.
We're out of staff. No one will work. And it was
so crazy. I mean, every time there's a commercial that comes on, and your kids are like, Mom, I want that. Mom, can you get me that? My reaction's always been, get yourself, go get a job.
Yeah.
I mean,
ma'am.
Ma'am. Because I don't know, I get that I grew up in a very different way, but I always definitely had a healthy respect for the fact that things cost money and that, if I wanted something, I had to, it wasn't just like step by step was like a different, I didn't even realize I was paid for that job. I was working at the camp. I was working at the camp in the summer and I was I was doing theater and making $50 and
you were making really good money.
Right. That went to my college education.
I was going to say, I probably
never. Did you know how much you were making and did you know what you could do with it or did it just kind of disappear and you didn't really see it?
I didn't. It all went into a college fund. And then when I got into college, it was like, cool, your college is basically paid for. So
that's pretty awesome.
What we did. And I was like,
7 years, right? Because you were on ABC for a long time. Then it moved to CBS or something.
Yeah, we did one weird season on CBS. CBS was trying to make they were trying to get into that sort of co-viewership family night thing. And so they did it for 1 year. And then they're like, no, we're good.
That was really rare back then, but now that's the model where they're like, Lucifer, we'll pick it up. Netflix will pick it up for a season or two. Everybody jumps around now. But back in the day, that never happened.
Yeah.
No.
Shows died and they were like, they never got.
Well, now everything is one company. It's on Hulu. Is it on NBC? Is it on Peacock? It's all one and the same kind of. Yeah. It's very strange.
I always wonder too, because did your mom did they pay your mom anything? Because I always think about and my buddy has a daughter who's really started to work, but when she works, he can't work because he has to get her there. So I'm like, you take a pay cut so she can get paid, but that's not going to keep you guys in that apartment. Like, can you? And he's like, there's a thing that 20 at least what it's like
Parents
named
can
after
take a percentage. It's I think it's 15% or something as like a
15
management
as
fee
like a
where they get to take.
and
I
you're-
think there is something legal that
Yeah.
a guardian can take to cover their costs of living.
yeah.
My mom didn't do
Oh,
that.
15%. God bless.
but-
She's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Sean
my
knows,
mom.
Sean Patrick is right. 15%.
15. Okay.
Your mom sounds awesome. Like
I
she
know.
really does sound awesome. I mean, other than the ice and the wine, I mean, everything was on the up.
Let me
and up.
Honestly,
Christine, I have a question for you about like growing up as a child actor, because it really does go by the parents, like the kids who did survive and then go on to great careers. The parents were totally involved and were like, you're not going partying. Like, this is crazy. You're 9 years old.
Yeah.
And so, but you must have seen other kids that you came up with who were like, it went awry. It just,
yeah.
I feel like that's more the norm than what you experienced. I mean, most of the people I've seen grow up on little Disney shows or whatever, it doesn't end well.
yeah. What were their names, Christine?
Okay, so there was I mean, yeah, like we know the stories, and we know it's like I always say, like I didn't end up in a gutter, and I think there's a couple reasons for that. I've watched a lot of people go those ways, and I think I have a theory about it. When you're young, you think it's going to last forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number one. So you put all your eggs in this basket because everybody is kissing your ass and everybody tells you you're very cute or you're very talented or you're very pretty or whatever that is. And for that moment, that's true. But the fame amplifies that. So if you're told that all day at work, and then you also go out into the world or the Instagram of today, which I did not have, thank God. And then you're fed that same kind of feedback loop. It's a false reality, because eventually the job will end, and eventually you will get braces, or you will grow out of your cuteness, or you will have to prove that you can actually act. And either the industry won't care, or you won't get that job, because that's the way it goes. You don't keep just getting every job. And your ego takes such a huge hit, and you haven't done anything else to fall back on, that it's like a complete crash and burn. And it's like a distorted reality.
Yeah.
You have to be in it. If you're going to be an actor, you have to be in it because you love the work. You have to be in it because you love what you do. Can't be in it for the fame or the money or whatever it is, because all of that is fleeting. So, like, for me anyway, coming off that show, I honestly was like, is anyone going to ever hire me again? Like, I haven't auditioned since I was 12. I'm 19 now. Like, this is a weird feeling. I feel super insecure. How am I going to make this happen? I'm going to go to college. So maybe I get something else. If I just decide I want to say, take this job and shove it, I can.
Right.
But I'm also just going to keep doing it because it's what I love. And I just kept like finding new paths. This is the only industry I know. It's the only thing I've ever really, truly loved to do. But I've continued to find like different jobs in this industry that fulfilled me and made me happy. And I guess it was never like, I mean, there've been ups and downs, certainly, but I never hung myself worth in it. And I think that's
important.
I think that's really important. I think that's really important.
We gotta clip that out.
What was college like for you when you were kind of a known commodity? What was college like? Was it crazy?
I went to UCLA, so I went to a really big school.
It's great.
So yeah, I was in a sea of people, and I didn't live on campus because I was still working at the time.
She
so I
lived
was kind of
with me.
in and out.
She lives with me, so
yeah, we still live together.
We still live together.
Put the scrunchie on the door.
Okay, I didn't realize.
It wasn't like Brooke Shields going to Princeton.
No, I mean, but I will say, like in high school, there was a moment, where the show was super popular, and I was definitely like pretty recognizable at a certain point, and like. I think I was with like a boyfriend or something. We decided to go randomly like ice skating one day. So we go to ice skating, and there was like a birthday party happening there. and I got like swarmed by 14-year-olds, and I was like, I can't go ice skating anymore.
That's funny.
Or like if I would go out to like the Beverly Center and go shopping with one of the other girls on the show, she was also very recognizable.
That's
And
funny.
like we would just be followed kind of from like Contempo Casuals to Bebe to, you know. And it got to a point where I was like, I think these guys are in the women's section of Contempo Casuals. I don't think I think they're looking at us. But yeah,
All
I
right,
mean,
fine. Let's go to the limited too. Let's just get there quick.
get there quick. I need a vest.
It's Spencer's Gifts. We're going to Spencer's Gifts.
Please. But you know, it was never like, I don't know, it was a different world too, you know. Again, like it was Teen Beat, it was Tiger Beat, it was Navy People magazine. Like it was a much more innocent time to grow up in, and I'm very happy that I grew up in the 90s, honestly, because of that.
Yeah.
Is your husband like how did you and your husband meet?
My husband and I met in a theater company.
Oh,
So
yes.
Yep. When I was in my 20s, as one of my things to like, and honestly, I think this was one of the other things that kept me sane in my life, is that I went back to theater, and I made this family in this theater company, and they are still some of my best friends to today. And they didn't care if I booked this job or that I'd been on a TV show. Like nothing about the past or the future mattered. The only thing that mattered was like right now. And we had it was some of the best years of my life. And it made me feel like
lovely.
I had a place to go to, you know? So anyway, I'd been in the theater company for 4 or 5 years. I was working in it. I was also choreographing in it. And he was in a show, and I choreographed the show, but I wasn't in it. And I was like, that guy's kind of cute. And I saw the show and I was like, oh, he's really funny too. And then we started doing shows together, and well, one thing led to another. We had a showmance, and then we basically.
And you went to Promoses for drinks after a show on like a Friday night.
I mean, we met in the company. We were friends for a long time, and then we both just decided to like give it a whirl. But he is also a recovering actor. He is he's a therapist.
Is there? Does he run a recovering actor support group? And when does it meet? I'm asking for a friend, but
well, it's funny though. I do wonder, like, if you getting married to somebody that's our age, like, if you're like, oh, this person was like, I was their teen crush, or I was like, you know what I mean? Like, had he watched you when you were a kid? Was
this
there
is
like
the greatest thing? My husband's from the Midwest. He grew up on a hobby farm, and all he did was play sports. He never watched Step by Step because he was at a football game like every Friday night, baseball game, wrestling. Like he was like, "Yes, sweetie, I love you, but I don't know that."
You lied. My wife did the same thing. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You were on what? And she was like, and then years later, one of her friends was like, oh, she knew. She totally
she'd seen you on my.
She totally had seen your show, and I was like, I knew she did. And now it turns out it was a bad choice for her, and she got really screwed over in the whole situation.
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah,
clearly it went awry. Who's the tougher parent? You or your husband? Who's
probably
the
me.
disciplinarian?
Yeah, probably me.
I mean, she's faking camera recordings, so
I am.
That's why I thought the same thing. I thought he's the softie. Is he the one the kids run to?
Yeah, I mean, he and my daughter, like, certainly, I think I was definitely like the primary one they would always run to. And as my daughter's gotten older, she's sort of started to gravitate towards her dad a little more. And my son is still trying to crawl back up in me. I mean, he just can't get enough.
Do you want to show your other video? Speaking of body parts.
Oh, is it a video of her son trying to crawl back up in her?
Wait,
no, but this
I don't know
again.
we have the rating for this. I think this is NC-17. I feel like
so. A friend of mine just sent me. I forgot that I had sent this to her. We were on a text chain for a while back, and this is just me. We were in the hot tub again. Like I'm with my kids. I was just chatting away, and my daughter decides to say what.
Life all the time. Nobody leaves me alone.
I came out of mommy's vagina before, and I come is a big girl, and I am 4 years old.
There you have it, folks.
I just wanted to say hi.
Pretty much everything you need to know for today.
So we know where she came from.
How many billions of views did that get? Good Lord.
That's the first time I've ever showed that to anybody.
Oh my
That is-
God. That's the funniest thing I've ever
But
seen.
also, can I tell you, like we've had this discussion on the show before. I use the correct anatomical
I know.
terms.
I knew you were
And
going to say
I
this, Morgan.
I'm like the other day, like my boys just started t-ball and I was like, you have to wear a cup. And they're like, what's a cup for? I'm like, it's to protect your testicles. And they're like, what's in the testicles? And I was like, that's where your seed is. It's called the sperm. I mean, like like I'm not gonna, why am I gonna make up fake words for the thing? It's your vulva, it's your labia, it's your, it's your vagina. Yes, you came out. But James has started to tell me, like, if he'll take a bath with me or whatever, he'll be like, please don't touch me with your vagina. And I was like, okay.
Totally. I mean,
How
but
dare
you
you.
know, it's like this is what I was told to, tell them too. And we were not really. I wasn't really raised that way. Like
I
nobody
was
was really
definitely not.
talking
No.
about anything.
Wipe your
It was all
bottom.
very like
That was it.
shrouded around. But I mean, yeah, I think it's my kids have asked me like about all kinds of bodily functions, and I just try to be as scientific as I can.
Yeah.
I thought kids came out of your front bottom. What is this? What is
Okay,
this?
no.
Oh God.
It's okay. So it's called a perchina. It's called a perchina.
Okay.
I know there's a bottom and then there's a front bottom. I'm confused.
Yeah, the
Is there
front
other-
bottom is also
other
called
area?
a perchina. So it's a perchina. So you
Well,
can just
my son thought vulva was one of the Pokemon when he heard us
Yes.
him up, and he's like, "Which Pokemon is that?" And I was like, "It's a mythical one."
that is clitoris.
I know,
which evolves into
I told you,
labia.
I came in, like my two daughters are only 18 months apart, so they would bathe together. And they were in the bath, and they were old enough I was like running in and out of the bathroom. And when I ran out, when I came back in, one was literally like this into the other one, and she was like, "Oh, hey!" And they both looked up at me like, "Hey!" And the other one did too. And she was like going through the other one's junk, and I was like, I can't be here. Walk out of the room. I can't be part of this.
Jamie, please don't refer to the girls' vulva area as their junk.
I thought it was an interesting choice as well.
What is this called, Daddy? Your junk. It's junk.
I told
it's
you,
junk.
I used to bathe with two little girls when they were like tiny little girls, and but I would cover my own junk with like a wet, like a towel.
Yours is junk, by the way.
Mine
that is
my
correct.
Fucking useless junk. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was more so because they were just, at that age, they were just like little babies, and they were grabbing stuff, and so I was like trying to cover my junk so they wouldn't grab it. And so finally, they were getting to an age, and I started to get out of the tub, and I think they caught like a side glimpse, and they went, "Daddy, how come you have a tail?" And I go, "Oh, our last bath. That's our last official bath." And and by the way, you should tell your mother that Daddy has a tail, because I don't think she remembered that Daddy has a tail.
You pronounced giant tail incorrectly. You just said tail. That's weird.
Tail. Yeah. I mean, it's an Irish tail, so it's more like a like a Rottweiler that's had the tail. Okay. It's a tail nonetheless. It's a tail.
My kids are really into like.
I'm sorry, I cooked 2 meals and I started drinking wine way too early tonight.
Dan, you've been at it a while. My kids are really into. Of course, they think the potty words are really funny right now.
Yes.
They're correct. It drives me crazy. Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Like in the car. I mean, they're just, everything is like your butt, your mom's butt, your mom's butt. Like
it's not funny.
A lot of poop happening.
A lot of poop talk. So that's like the next thing. It's like every time there's like potty words, and I'm like, okay, we're done. Thank you very much. We're done with the potty words. And then the potty words keep coming. My idle threats is me saying, you pick a toy when we get home and you can watch me throw it out.
Whoa.
Here's the deal. Have you followed
And then
through?
They both go,
have you had to follow through?
Have you ever followed through with it?
I have fully done that. My kids got a bunch of those like fidget things for Christmas. And there was like a fidget calendar of things, right? It was like an Advent thing. So
Yeah.
every day they would get to put their hand in and they would get out a fidget. Well, there was one that was like a reindeer or something, and they would not stop fighting over it. And I told them to please stop, please stop, please stop. And finally I went, you know what? And I went like this, and I threw it in the trash. And I said, if we can't play, we can't share nicely, we don't play with it at all. And they both looked at me like,
Yep.
they know I'm not playing.
We had a comedian,
I love
we had Josh Wolf on a few months ago, and he had taken his son's Game Boy and told him that if you don't knock it off, I'm gonna trash it. And he had to, and I don't know that I could have pulled the trigger on smashing a Game Boy. Like, I don't think I
Here's
could
the
have done it.
dilemma.
You got to start small. Like, you got to think like an LOL doll this big, or like a squishy, or like we're not throwing away a Barbie dream house in the trash, but it's
I thought of that same
But
story,
also-
Jason, because I remember it, and I talked to Jason Wolf after that, Josh Wolf after that, and I said, "Well, did you had to buy him a new one?" He goes, "Oh yeah, 2 weeks later, I bought a new Game Boy," and I was
For
like,
his birthday, I remember.
terrible lesson.
Yeah.
Then you got the lesson of don't be an idiot and throw out a Game Boy.
Yeah.
you
I
got to stick
also-
to it if you're gonna make a threat like that.
I thought it was the PlayStation. I thought it was something.
No,
that
it was
more
definitely a
the
Game Boy. Yeah.
Well, then that it should have been thrown out.
Not-
What's anybody doing with a Game Boy these days? Come on.
My kids
Get a
still have the boxes, those boxes from like the chairs from Christmas, the giant boxes are
Yes.
still in their room as forts. Like that's like their.
Can I tell you, we have the same. Our neighbor was like, we got an ottoman in this massive box, and we feel like your boys would like it. They dragged it up the street to us, and it is the greatest. There's like a little hole in the roof for like a sunroof. The boys sitting there to watch their TV. I mean, whatever. Like it's the greatest thing ever. But there is going to come a day when I'm like have to be like, well, we're gonna have our living room back now.
I know.
But it's so
It's like-
sweet in the meantime.
It's the tent. It's the tent that is
Yes.
falling apart that I cannot, like, I put it away, and every time I put it away, I'm like, this dumb thing. I hate it. I have to twist it. I'm like fighting with it.
Right.
And I get it closed, and I'm like
Yes.
throwing it in the thing. And I'm like,
Yes.
I hate this tent. I've almost thrown it away 3 times. But guess where she's sleeping tonight? In her
In the
tent.
tent, yeah.
Every 2-3 months, she's like, I want that tent. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, God,
Sometimes I think they
throw
can
the tent
sense
out.
when you hate something like that and they gravitate to it intentionally and never let it go.
Can
Oh,
I tell
yeah.
you what I did? I got a big box once, and I went around the house and I just put toys that I didn't think they played with anymore, and I put them all in the box, and I gave them a month to ask for it, and if they didn't ask for it within the month, I donated it all.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we.
I mean, I just throw their toys away in the night.
It's the only way to do it.
That is actually that's a much better idea.
I mean, there's some things that I'm just like, guys, we're done with this, or this is broken, or we don't play with this anymore, and someone else needs this.
Yep. By the way,
Stop.
speaking of toys, Jason, do you have that picture I sent you?
I do.
Yeah. So my girlfriend, her daughter had it was bring a stuffed animal to school day, and this is what her daughter. Do you see the stuffed animal she chose?
It's a wolf.
She brought an entire wolf to school. I was like, Tara, I have to show this picture.
Oh, I think
Like,
It's so
fantastic.
good.
But also, what an amazing mom Tara is. It's like, okay, pick a stuffed animal.
Sure,
That's
that's
the
the one you want. Sure.
yes, and let's stick it in your backpack. Like that made me laugh so hard. Bring a stuffed animal to school.
Oh my God, it's like as big as
Like-
she is.
It is. Ugh. Anyway,
Someone's
that's
like,
the little
"Oh
picture.
God, what an unfortunate looking child coming out of that backpack."
Ugh.
Well, I don't want to be the party pooper, but does
Yeah,
everyone?
I know,
feel like
I know,
it's
I
a
know.
90 minutes?
I could see it in your eyes, Jamie. I thought you were going to tell us again.
Here's
that
what
we had to-
happens, and Christine, I'll tell you.
Here's
already
the
got a
thing, guys.
hangover.
Guys, this is the
Um,
thing. I had to cook 2 meals tonight, and I only cook since the pandemic. I only cook with wine. So
True.
I'm gonna tell you. Did I tell you guys?
True.
Is this thing?
It's pretty good
I had to
flavor, Molly.
restart this like 8
Here's the deal. My
times,
wife
so
won't put the kids to
apologize.
bed. I'm the disciplinarian. So right now, I hear my kids. They were supposed to be in bed by 7:30,
Oh,
and I tell her
sure.
every week that we do the show, and then she's like, "Yeah, it's not gonna be a problem." And then I hear them, and then I'll go out, and they'll all be up, like scrolling photos from when they were 1 and 2 years old. Like, how cute you
See, I'm
are.
lucky. I'm East Coast, so mine have been drugged for several hours now.
Yeah. So
Oh
I,
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, listen, we can go all night, but I always feel terrible for our
No,
guests
not for the
because we're
guests, 'cause
sitting
she's
here and
like,
all of a sudden it's
"No,
90
it's
minutes in, and the guest has got to be like, "Is this show ever gonna
Is
end?"
this show? How do we? Yeah.
Oh.
How does?
Christine,
is there
Sean
any-
Patrick
is there
Murphy
any-
has asked if you had any stories or recollections from leisure class. He was interested in knowing.
Oh yeah, sure. So the Leisure Class was a movie I did for HBO, Project Greenlight, and it was a super unique experience because we were filming this movie, but then they were also making a movie about filming the movie. Very meta. So we were kind of in a reality show, but you know, I would say that like less so. It was more so about the people behind the scenes, less so about the actors. It was a really cool experience, actually. I don't know how well the film was really received, but I had a great time doing it. It was a lot of improv. Jason Mann was a lovely human to work with, as was the rest of the cast. And I had just gotten married, and my husband had gone off. This was when he was still like acting. He had gone off to do a theater festival in Australia for like 6 weeks. So it was really. Oh, you were one of the final directors.
Jason.
Wow.
Sean was, yeah.
Interesting. That's
Sean.
fascinating.
Sean Murphy.
So it was just a really nice, like, it was really good timing because I was suddenly like working a lot, and I was really happy to kind of have like a whole new group of friends for, 6 weeks when my husband was away. But yeah, it was a cool experience. I think it's a very difficult experience for directors because you're so under the microscope, and I know he probably did come across a very different way. He was actually very warm. He like emails me on my birthday every year. He's very very collaborative, wanted to like give us a lot of free reign to try things and do stuff. But I think they also I think the show really liked the tension he had with some of the producers. And I think they really kind of amplified it up a little bit that way. So, but I got to meet Matt Damon. So there you go.
I was going to say Matt Damon and Affleck, wasn't it?
Yeah, he came to the premiere. It was fun.
I mean, that he just seems like the nicest dude.
I mean,
he seemed really nice. We just took a picture on the red carpet, but he was cool. Yeah, he seems like a pretty smart guy.
Oh.
Well, Christine, where can people find you?
People can find me. You can find me on Instagram at Yo Lakin, which is my handle. Yo Lakin. Yeah. But I'm on Facebook. Sometimes I post there, but mostly Instagram. Twitter is also at Yo Lakin. And I am mostly I'm mostly directing television now. So I have a show coming out.
The Goldbergs, right?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of the episodes of the Goldbergs for ABC. I have a show coming out on Apple called You Only Live Twice. And then I'm getting ready to go do High School Musical for Disney Plus.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Amazing.
It's fun stuff.
Well,
I gotta tell you, do you guys notice this at all? Like, as far as one of our guests is concerned, she seems like one of the best parents that we've had on.
Yeah,
like
that can't be true.
No, it's crazy. Either that or you're a really fantastic actor because you,
maybe,
you seem like you really have it all together, which is rare for this show. It's really rare.
Man, I don't know.
She set the bar higher than the standards we're used to here.
I mean, most people come on with emergency room visits and just a train wreck.
Well, listen, my kids are only 3 and 5. There's a lot more,
to
come. I got a lot of time to just totally shit the bed. So
I'm sure I'll have more. You gotta come back and visit with us again. Let us know how things are going.
I will. Yeah, you have been such an absolute delight. I mean, you are so fun and easy breezy.
Thanks, guys.
She's not. Hey, she's perfect. She's not too anything.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
It's called a labia.
I can't.
Kate, literally, since I said, hey, since Chris
he's out.
he took himself out. Yeah, okay.
French
Since we said that Kate was going to be on, or that you were going to be on the show, Kate was like, she is so hot.
Oh my God!
She's really checking out the tone of your arms, by the way.
I used to teach bar method, and I was like, my deltoids used to look like that, but I'm like, I want to know what she's doing. Anyway, it's neither here nor there.
Still picking up 35-pound kids who want to be beside me. That's
there
what's going on.
That's not working for me, Christine.
Well, again, but thank you so much for being with
Thanks
us
for having me.
so long. You're so down to earth and fun. Everybody go check out everything Christine Lakin's ever done.
I mean, for someone who's a child actor, you are not as effed up as we thought you would have been. I mean,
we had a bingo game going, and you didn't hit any of them.
You didn't
I get
rob
that a
a
lot,
video store.
actually.
You never robbed a video store. There was no Corey Feldman stories. Like, this is a disaster.
That's
There's other things we should be talking about.
I do have some Corey Feldman stories, but we'll have to do those.
We'll talk about that. That'll be in the Patreon account. That's for Patreon. That's definitely Patreon.
Exactly.
All right, Jason, take us
Thanks,
out
guys.
there. Let's let Christine go. Christine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
everyone.
So nice to meet
Kate,
you.
I'll see you later at home.
I'll
okay?
see you. Okay, yeah. Also, if he's
Okay,
coming
sweetie.
over, honestly, it's an earplugs night for me. Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you very
okay,
little.
now you say it. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christine Lakin.
Bye, Christine.
She
I'm
was
obsessed
so
with her.
Fun.
No,
She's the best. Yeah, she's great. That's so funny.
well, I'm obsessed with her.
I know.
Okay.
Me too. I hate it. I felt like
Wait, so Kate, who was your teenage crush? Because a lot of people have said Christine was there.
I have to love her. I did love her. I was a very big Jonathan Taylor Thomas in Home Improvement, which was the same era.
I was Fran Sinclair from Dinosaurs.
From Dinosaurs?
Mhm.
You are
Jessica
weird.
It was Jessica Walter.
Oh, I did a movie with her.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Jamie and I were talking about her earlier today. She literally is one of the most fantastic human beings.
She is, and she also was so nice to me. We're in makeup chairs with each other. I was this movie called Henry Poole is Here, and my part got cut that day. And then they brought me back the next day for a different part. And she was just like, the business, am I right? I was like, did you just the business me? Yeah, the business. I'm in the business, I guess. Like I had no chill about it. I was like, yeah, this happens to me all the time.
Jamie's crush was Betty White, says Kyle Williams. Yeah, listen, from the Mary Tyler Moore Show, absolutely. Although Mary Tyler Moore was one of my huge crushes.
How could you? I mean,
Oh, she was amazing.
Mary
Like
Tyler Moore.
Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore was. She was
From that era.
babe.
You know who I had a little crush on? Justine Bateman.
oh, I get that. Family Ties.
Early, yes, I would
Yeah.
agree with that. My first one was from. Well, she eventually became Fergie, but when she was Stacey Ferguson on Kids Incorporated was my first kid.
Oh,
crush.
you had cable, huh? Cool.
No, Disney Channel
Charles in
on free
Charge.
weekends.
Who was
I
the
didn't
one from Charles in Charge? That was the one I liked.
Oh, Nicole Egger or Jennifer Runyon?
Both. I don't know. One of them. You know what I really liked was the girl from movies. I was more of a movie guy, like Can't Buy Me Love, like the girl from that, or like
Phoebe Cates was another.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I had a thing for Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Respectable.
Yeah. All right, listen. This show's gone on far too long. This
Far
is
too long.
insanity.
Yeah.
Wrap this thing up, would you?
Kate, go ahead.
All right. Well, if you have made 2 dinners this evening and had some wine, or if you have been scratched in the face by your child, or if you are chugging a goblet of wine because
I've done pretty well, actually.
You did great because your twins have ended your will to live, then you have found a home here with us at the Parents Lounge. If you're following, if you're listening, watching this, wherever you are, like us, rate us, review us. It helps with the algorithm. Come back every Tuesday night because
Share the show while it's happening.
share the
That
show
helps.
while it's happening. Yeah. Okay. Jason, would you like to do this or?
No, I just wanted to add that one thing.
And thank you guys so much. We will see you next week. Stay well. Keep those kids safe. Big
Good
love.
night, everybody.